My name is Marcus, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. This is the story of how I declared war on my HOA president, a woman who treated our quiet suburban community like her personal fiefdom. The battleground, my very own backyard pool. The stakes, my sanity. It all started with a hum, a small, persistent buzz that vibrated through the foundation of my house. I'd spent a solid month restoring my backyard oasis, replacing the old, finicky pool pump with a brand new, whisper-quiet variable speed model. It was a costly upgrade, but worth it for the blissful peace, or so I thought. That's when I met Karen, or, more accurately, that's when Karen found me. A knock, sharp and insistent, rattled my front door. Standing there was a woman in a perfectly pressed floral dress, her hair lacquered into an unmovable helmet. "Marcus, isn't it?" she began, her tone a perfect blend of sweetness and arsenic. "I'm Karen, the HOA president. We need to talk about your pool pump." My stomach sank. The hum. "It's in violation of our community's noise ordinance," she stated, her smile not reaching her eyes. "You have 48 hours to replace it with an approved model, or we will be forced to take action." "But it's brand new," I stammered, gesturing toward the back. "It's quieter than the old one, I swear." She held up a hand, silencing me with a single gesture. "The rules are the rules. We have a decibel meter, you see, and your pump, while you may think it's whisper quiet, is emitting a frequency that is disruptive. Consider this your official warning." I spent the next 2 days trying to reason with her. I showed her the manual. I had an electrician write a letter. I even offered to buy her a gift card to her favorite coffee shop. Nothing. She was a brick wall of bureaucracy and self-righteousness. "I'm sorry, Marcus. The board has voted," she announced via a sterile, formal email. "You are hereby banned from using your pool until the offending pump is replaced with an approved model. You are also being fined $100 for the violation and an additional $50 for each day of non-compliance. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day." The audacity, the sheer, unmitigated gall of it all. I was furious. I was a grown man, and I was being told I couldn't use a pool I paid for and spent months renovating. A pool that was on my property. My blood boiled. It was during a sleepless night, staring out at the dark, still water of my now forbidden pool, that the idea hit me, a flash of pure, unadulterated inspiration. If I couldn't enjoy the water, maybe someone else could. Someone who wasn't bound by Karen's petty rules. I remembered a documentary I'd watched once, about a man who built a sanctuary for rescued ducks. They needed a place to swim, a place to be free. A grin slowly spread across my face. What if I turned my pool into a paradise for ducks, a luxury duck sanctuary, complete with floating islands, custom-built ramps, and a miniature waterfall for their bathing pleasure? The thought was so absurd, so perfectly petty, that I knew it was the only way forward. The next morning, I drove to the local feed store. I bought bags of feed, special duck vitamins, and all the necessary supplies for my new tenants. The looks I got from the cashier were priceless. "Building a farm?" she asked, her eyes wide. I just smiled, something like that. When I got home, I went to work. I bought inflatable islands shaped like palm trees and flamingos. I installed a small, solar-powered bubbler to keep the water oxygenated. I even built a series of small, wooden ramps leading into the pool, complete with tiny handrails. This wasn't just a pond. This was a 5-star resort for waterfowl. I called the local animal rescue. It wasn't long before I had a flock of happy, quacking, feathery guests splashing around in my formerly off-limits pool. The first sighting was magical. 2 mallards and a pair of adorable pekin ducks. They waddled up my new ramp, slid into the water with a splash, and started preening their feathers, chattering happily to one another. Their quacks echoed through the otherwise silent afternoon, a symphony of defiance. It was a beautiful moment, a moment I just had to capture on camera. The video of my new duck sanctuary, set to a ridiculous, upbeat song, went viral in our local community Facebook group. The comments were a mix of outrage and pure, unadulterated glee. "This is epic. The HOA is going to lose their minds. You're a legend, Marcus." But there was one comment I was waiting for. One name I knew would eventually appear. Karen. Sure enough, a few days later, a new email arrived. "Dear Mr. Marcus," it began, its tone even more frigid than before. "It has come to our attention that you have introduced a number of waterfowl into your backyard pool. This is a clear violation of our community's pest control and animal husbandry bylaws. You are hereby ordered to remove the animals immediately. and are subject to an additional $500 fine. For this flagrant breach of policy, I sighed, a long, tired exhale that seemed to carry the weight of all her ridiculous rules. I knew what I had to do. I didn't respond to the email. Instead, I called the news, the local news channel, the one that does the consumer watchdog segments. They ate it up. A man fighting a tyrannical HOA president by turning his pool into a duck sanctuary? It was the perfect story. A camera crew showed up the next day. The reporter, a charismatic woman named Sarah, was delighted. She interviewed me, my ducks splashing happily in the background. "Mr. Marcus, is it true you've been banned from using your own pool?" she asked, a twinkle in her eye. "Yes," I said, a wry smile on my face. But Karen didn't say anything about ducks, so I figured, if I can't use it, why not let them have a party? The segment aired that night. It was a smash hit. The phone started ringing off the hook. Support poured in from all over the country. My little act of defiance had turned into a full-blown national story. The final confrontation was inevitable. Karen, cornered and embarrassed by the media attention, called for a special, emergency board meeting. Everyone knew what it was about. I showed up with my lawyer, a kind-faced woman named Diane who looked like she was having the time of her life. The meeting room was packed. Neighbors who had been too afraid to speak out before were now there, emboldened. "Marcus," Karen began, her voice tight with fury, "you have made a mockery of our community. This is a serious matter, a serious matter." I interrupted, my voice calm but firm. "Karen, you banned me from using a pool I own because of a silent pump. Now you're threatening to fine me for giving a home to rescued ducks. What's really serious here? The rules or your ego?" Her face went pale. The air in the room was thick with tension. A few people in the crowd murmured in agreement. Then, a voice from the back of the room spoke up. It was an old woman, a quiet lady who everyone called Mrs. Gable. "Karen," she said, her voice trembling slightly, "I've been on this board for 20 years, and I've never seen such a blatant abuse of power. The rules are meant to keep our community safe and beautiful, not to punish our neighbors." The dam broke. Other people started speaking up, sharing their own stories of Karen's petty tyranny. The fines for unapproved flower pots, the citations for kids leaving their bikes on the lawn for 5 minutes too long, the ridiculous, endless rules. Karen, speechless, looked around the room, her eyes darting from face to face. The support she thought she had wasn't there. It had evaporated in the heat of a public, televised shaming. The resolution was simple. A motion was put forward to dissolve the old board and elect a new one. The vote was unanimous. Karen, defeated and utterly humiliated, stormed out of the meeting, the sound of her heels echoing through the quiet hallway. I went home and watched my ducks swim in the now-free pool. My beautiful, defiant, quacking ducks. The next day, I received a final, official letter from the newly elected board. "Dear Marcus," it began, "all fines have been rescinded. Your pool pump has been reapproved, and we'd like to extend an offer for you to join the new board." I smiled. The war was over, and my pool, once a source of frustration, was now a symbol of freedom, a place for me, for my neighbors, and for a few happy, rescued ducks. It's a strange thing, isn't it? The way a small act of defiance can cascade into something so much bigger. This story, I think, isn't just about a pool and some ducks. It's about what we're willing to stand up for. What do you think? Was I right to fight back? Or did I take it too far? I'd love to hear your thoughts.